Hey guys, good morning everybody. Today is Tuesday, July 29th. It is 6:25 right now. We got market opening up in about 5 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and mark up liquidity real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. All right, going down to the 1 hour here. Down to the 30 minute. Down to the 15 minute. Down to the 10 minute. And back down to the 1 minute here. So you guys can see there's like a bit of some choppiness here on open. I think we had some pre-market news that spiked price right here at 5:30. I'll take a look at that in a few, and then we'll kind of see where it takes us from here. So, all right, looks like we are good to go here. Yeah, so the news this morning, let's see, it was retail inventories, goods trades balance, pretty much mixed news, and we have more news over here at 7 o'clock and 7:30. So 5:30 this morning, there's a big spike candle right here. Or no, this was pre-market. Um, the news from this morning didn't really affect the market too much. It was just a big spike really early in the morning over here. I'm not sure exactly what caused that, but we'll see. Yeah, the 5:30 candles right here. Nothing too crazy. Then we got high impact news over here at 7 o'clock. So, all right, guys, we got market opening up shortly in about 2 minutes. Good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, July 22nd. It is 6:28 right now. Let's see what's here so far. Morning, Ben. Morning, Lila. All right, so we got market opening up here in a few moments. Let's see, my overall bias for today is neutral bullish. Futures are up pre-market, reflecting cautious optimism on trade deals and earnings, but the Fed meeting looms as a volatility catalyst. Bull bias if price holds above key area, but fragile near overnight highs. So we got the Fed speaking tomorrow. Looking over here at the overall trend. Overall trend's currently bearish right now, slightly. So the 1 minute's bearish, 5 minutes bearish, 15 minute is bearish, 30 minute is somewhat bearish, and the 1 hour is somewhat bearish as well. Price is below the pivots. Trend meter is red. Pivots are angling to the downside. So for right now, I'll probably be looking to take some sells for the day. If you guys are looking to take the momentum breakout for today is going to be a sell. If you guys are looking to take that, I'll continue to watch for it here, but we just don't have any confirmation yet of the other entries. So I'll probably be looking for some sells today. This is gonna be a little tricky because we do have some sessions below right here. So as you guys can see, we have a Asia low and London low down here. So if price does push down to these areas, it's going to be a little tricky. Yeah, it's gonna be a little tricky. We got some red flag, a lot of red flags down here actually. Asia low, London low, New York low down here. We got a demand level down there as well. So we'll see what happens here when market opens up. We got market opening up in about 10 seconds. So we got market open in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Market is now open. And there goes the opening candle right there. Let's go over here to the market profile. All right, so in the market profile over here, we have an upwards rejection off the point of control, off the supply level right here. So sells could be good here if they do come up. The breakout's currently running right now. Let's see. It's currently running in profit about 27 points. Nice rejection right here off the demand zone as well. All right, so let's see what the orb looks like for today. There's a high point. So yeah, I'm going to be mainly looking for sells today if possible. Back over here. Nice rejection off the point of control and the just point of control in general. So we'll see how far this pushes down right here. Looks like the breakout might have hit full TP already. Yeah, breakout right there hit full TP for 50 points. If you guys took the momentum breakout, full TP right there, 50 points. So the lower orb right here is going to be at 44,986. I'm just going to put that in my thing right now, 44,986. Be looking for price to break and close below that point. Clean that up a little bit. Yeah, so if you guys are looking to take the orb is going to be down below right here at 44,986. The only problem with this orb here is that we have the sessions below. So if you're looking to take this orb right here, it's going to be a little tricky because we have a bunch of red flags down below here. Yeah, if price breaks below, it's going to have to break through this Asia low. It's also going to have to break through this London low right here. So I might hold off on the orb today, guys. I'm not sure if I'm going to be looking to take that here. I mean, either way, if we get an orb here for a sell, you're going to have to break through this these sessions. And if you get an orb for a buy up here, you're still gonna have to break through these sessions as well. There's an Asia high up here. Price pushes up. We're in a bit of a choppy market right now. So again, if you guys are looking to take this orb sell, you're looking for price to break and close past 44,986 down here, and look for that retest back up. Again, I think this here is going to be a little tricky because we do have the sessions right here. So we got the sessions right there, and we have another sessions right below it. But if price is able to break past that area, we have I mean, it's pretty open until we get down to the lower sessions that's even farther down below. So again, if you guys want to take the orb right here, orb's going to be at 44,986. I'm going to watch the price action here. I might possibly get into this orb. I'm going to have to like kind of see how this candle here moves. If we get too big of a wick down here, I'm not going to mess with it. I'm just going to wait for a high-low break and retest to follow up a little later. Yeah, see how we're getting a huge wick right here? I don't like that, right? Because price is rejecting off the sessions right now. So if you guys want to take this, I'm probably going to hold off on the orb. So if it breaks and closes below this blue line right here, which it's going to, there goes the orb setup. If you guys want to set this up, put your pending limit order right here at 44,986. I'm not going to take it. I just don't like how it looks right now. As you can see right here, it's rejecting directly off the demand zone, and it's like stuck right here between the sessions. So I'm not going to mess with this here. I'm going to wait for the next opportunity to come up after. But if you guys do want to take it, this is the orb entry for a sell, which is currently running. If you guys took the original breakout momentum over here, this one already hit full TP for 50 points. Now the orb right here is currently running. I'm not in this orb position because what I just mentioned right now, I don't like the price action. Price has a huge wick right here, and it is stuck at the sessions down below. So if you guys want to take it at your own risk. I'll follow it for you guys, but I'm not going to be taking this specific orb entry here. I'll be looking for some high-low break and retest to follow up after. It's just a little too tricky right now with regard to what's happening right here with regard to price action. But I mean, the sells here do look good. We do have a rejection right here off the point of control. So if it does drop further, great. If it doesn't, I'm going to be waiting for this here to come back down late, a little bit later today. So the orb's still running right now. I'm not in that position, but it is still running. You can see your price got highly manipulated off this specific area that I just mentioned. Sessions, demand, and session down below. So this isn't to say price is not going to come back down and break through this area. It's just, price is getting highly manipulated around this point right here. So I'm not in any positions here right now. There's only one position that came up that would have looked good, which would have been the momentum breakout over here. The orb looks like it did not hit. Okay. Yeah, so it looks like we obviously missed the bullet right here because it did exactly what I was worried about, right? I said this is a tricky area because we have a bunch of red flags right here. Asia low, London low, demand level right here, and that's exactly where price faked out. So it looks like price came down right here and it swept this liquidity. So there was a liquidity sweep right here. I'm going to mark this up as a sweep so that we can kind of follow through and see where it pushes up to further from this point. So this is a sweep right here. Now that we have a sweep at this point, we can look for possible opportunity for continuation to the upside. PC said yesterday's low is close to. Don't think it's getting taken out. Yeah. Well, it came down right here, grabbed this lower at this point, and then now it's climbing back up. So now that we have this sweep right here, I can possibly look for a continuation back to the upside right here. So if you guys are looking to take an MPSV2, you can look for a possible MPSV2 to set up here if you get that buy signal that closes. You got to be smart about this market, guys. Looks like we're stuck within this consolidation range right here between the supply and demand. Supply and demand, support resistance, whatever you guys want to call it, prices in between this area here. Overall trend here is still bearish, I believe. So, I mean, I could still possibly look for some sells here, but I just not at this very moment. There's no setups right now. Either way, I wouldn't want to take trades in this area because we do have all the sessions right here, right? We have the Asia low. So even if I was to get a sell entry right here, I wouldn't want to take it. Yeah, so overall trend here is still bearish. 1 minute's bearish, 5 minutes bearish, 15 minutes bearish. You're just getting some chop right here with price manipulation at the sessions. 30 minutes also bearish, 1 hour is also bearish. The 4 hour here is still bullish. So everything except the 4 hour time frame is bearish right now. So our trades are going to tend to look for some sells. We're going to look for some sells because we want to trade in the direction of the trend. This doesn't necessarily mean price can't shift back to the upside, right? This can easily shift back up at any moment, especially on the lower time frames. So there's no need to force anything here. Here's my key bias for today, neutral bullish. We have our major trading levels right here, support and resistance, which lines up with our supply and demand. Supply and demand zones right here as well, if you guys haven't seen. Let's see, possible trade setup. So let's see, VWAP fade. So fade off 45,100 to 45,120, which is going to be the supply zone. Scalp area around that point. Long breakout above 45,120, which we haven't gotten to yet. Long pullback dip to 44,960. Okay, so this over here actually played out. Long pullback right here, dip into 44,960 into 490,975. That actually happened right here, right? It was actually exactly where it lined up. So this right here, the sweep lined up exactly with this setup right here, the long pullback. Says if price dips into 44,960, 44,975, take that and then target to 45.40, which is on its way up back to open right here. So this sweep was identified over here under long pullback entry to push up to opening price. See that happening. Let's see. PC said the only thing that worries me about the buy side this week is that the highs have been heavily hedged. Crazy amounts of selling volume at highs. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Every time price gets near the all-time highs, or like not even to the all-time highs, but near it, it just gets shut back down. Like you said, there's a lot of volume up there. So that's why like I'm in the same position, right? I would like to take it, but I don't want to take it too high. I'll take it in the middle right here, right? But I'm not going to take it past the highs, like anywhere past this area, past the supply area, supplier resistance. It's just too tricky. This is the same kind of market that we were stuck in yesterday, guys. If you guys remember the morning chop, Price basically sat within this area here. There was fake outs outside of the middle chop, but then eventually it pulled right back into the chop, right? Price put it push outside, pull back in, etc. So I'm not really too, I'm not too inclined to like force anything here. There's an MPS V2 setting up right here, guys. If there's anybody who wants to take this entry here, um, yeah, this could be setting up. If this candle closes green, this could be an MPS V2. What I would be looking for here personally is I'm going to look for a high low break and retest to come up at some point. There's going to be like a couple levels up here, but I don't really want to take anything too high because we do have the sessions right here. Right. So, I mean, this is a bit of a cautious week for us. It is NFP week, guys, so there's no surprise here. NFP is one of the trickiest weeks to trade. Typically, for a lot of people, NFP is either really good or it's really bad. For us right now, we're kind of in the middle. We were played it safe yesterday. Looks like today's one of those days where it's really tricky. This kind of reminds me of NFP of last month and the month before that. If you guys remembered, we took some good trades on Monday last month and the month before, and then Tuesday we took some losses because market started to chop up like this. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here in a few. Again, there is no MPS V2 yet. In order for there to be an MPS V2, the green candle has to close above this area right here. Has to close above the momentum, which it hasn't. So we don't really have any setups here at the moment. Really just got to play it cool and wait for this here to unfold. Looking over here at the market profile. So market profile over here, I mean, the sells still look good, just like what Brock said. He's trying to hold on to sells here. We do have the rejection off the point of control right here and rejection off the point of control right there off the 30-minute time frame. So if price can hold below the point of control right here, this candle has about 17 minutes left on it. Still got a while. But if price can hold below this zone right here, then we can possibly expect price to maybe retest it and then come back down lower, right? This is the 30-minute time frame market profile. I'm looking at all the confluences right now to kind of identify which direction I want to be trading in. Obviously, I've been wanting to trade for a sell, and I'm still looking for sells here if I can. Confluences here are still pointing towards sells. So you can see over here, price is still within the orb. The breakout for today was a sell. So if this is the case and price fakes out from here and pulls right back below, this could be continuation, right? It could be initial fake out right here and then continuation down lower. So the sells still look good in my opinion, guys. I think the sells they can recoup and they can continue dropping. It's just a matter of time until they actually do. So what we really need to see here is I need to see price break and close below the demand zone here and the sessions. So we got a sessions right here, basically the London low. I need price to break below this point. If it does, then we have some possible opportunity for price to drop lower. No MPS V2 here, guys. This MPS V2 has been invalidated by the sell signal. Now that we have a sell signal right here, price may start to set up for a possible MPS V2 for a sell. So what you can look for here is possible drop, retracement, continuation. It's just going to be a matter of time until we get that. Nothing here yet. Let me check my stock moves. So for my stocks, guys, I'm currently in Meta and Visa. I think the earnings are later today. Okay. Yeah, I think the earnings are going to be later today, so I'll be watching for that. All right, we have price pushing down lower, guys. It's currently below the Asia low. It's retesting the demand zone down here. Barack said he's holding his sell till liquidity, so down to this lower area down here. I mean, the cells still look good, guys. Like I said earlier, I'm looking over here at and there we go. Like I said, if price stays below the point of control right here, it can possibly continue to hold even longer. Price is currently at the Asia low right now, Brock. So it's sitting at the Asia low. So there's two things that may happen right here. Price is either going to get manipulated off this area and swing right back up, or price is going to stay below and continue dropping to the next levels. right? It's two different levels right there. Price is currently sitting at the Asia low. You can see right here, price, whenever it gets down to this point, it has trouble getting past it, right? So yeah, we'll see, Brock, what happens at this point. But price is sitting at the Asia low. One of two things are going to happen here. Either a fake out, pull back into the range, or price is going to break below it and drop down to the next level, which is right there, London low. The Asia low and the London low are pretty close to each other. They're only off by about 27 points, so they're pretty close. So again, what you want to see here is you want to see price stay below this point. Basically hold below the demand zone. See, Brock said, I guess it'll break into because this is the second attempt. Yeah, possibly. I mean, the sells here still look good. Overall trend again is still bearish. You can see over here on the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, 1 hour, all bearish right here, except for the 4 hour. So with that said, it does look pretty decent. But again, it doesn't really matter what's happening on those higher time frames. It just matters what happens here at the Asia low. And we are getting a rejection back up. Plus, we got news right here at 7 o'clock. It's high impact. JOLTS job openings forecasted to be negative. Okay, JOLTS job openings at 7 o'clock in about 13 minutes. It is forecasted to be negative. So that could be a catalyst to push price even lower. All right, Brock. So unfortunately, right here, you can see price did get manipulated off the session, just like we talked about, and it is pulling back into the range over here. This is nothing new, guys. It's the same thing that's been happening yesterday and the day before that and the day before that. Pretty much for the past week, we've been getting price kind of stuck within the range consolidation, right? Price will fake out below it, pull back into the range, fake out above it, fake out into the range. Nothing different. Same thing here. I'm looking for price to break and close below the range so that I can look for some opportunities down here. It's still going to be a bit of an issue though, because even if price does break below this point, we do have the New York low right here, right? There's just a lot of areas here of rejection. And it's just areas you don't want to be trading in. Because stuff like this happens where fake outs kind of pull you back into drawdown or, you know, negative P&L. So looking at price right here, guys, we do have price coming back again. So this is the third test of the Asia low. Maybe this is the moment you've been waiting for, Brock. So we're getting price right here into the Asia low for a third time. There's an MPSV2 right there. Yeah, so like Brock just said, there's an MPSV2 running right now. We got an MPSV2 for a sell currently running. Not in it because it's right at the sessions, of course, but there is an MPSV2 right there that's currently active. It's just in this little nasty area right here where all the lows are at. All right, we got price coming below. This could be a possible high-low break and retest level at 44,971. It's got an MPSV2 right here running in profit. Possible high-low break and retest at 44,971. I'm probably going to hold off on this, guys. I'm still not convinced that price is going to hold below this point yet until we have a confirmation. So if you guys want to take it, there's two trades running alongside each other. There is a MPSV2 and now a high-low break and retest currently running to the downside. Two trades in one direction right here, both for sells. All right, so it's activated, currently running, not in this position, not in neither of these positions because of the red flags right here. Like I mentioned before, guys, I'm sticking to my game plan. Not going to force anything here, not going to take anything that's too risky. I'm sticking to trades that are clean and fit my criteria. This does fit my criteria for a sell. Okay, full TP right there for the MPSV2, blasted right through it. Now we have the high-low break and retest currently running. 30 points already hit. So if you want to move your stop loss and profit, you can move your stop loss and profit now. You can guarantee 10 points and aim for the 40 there. So Nick's holding it down to the liquidity. Nice work, Nick. All right, yeah, so the 30 points was hit already. We'll see if here if it retests the London low, which looks like might be the case. If not, it might blast right through here and get down to the 40. So if you guys are any of these positions right here, MPSD2, full TP for both. Nice work, guys. So solid work for both you guys if you guys caught that right there. Tricky area, but full TP for both of those entries there. Hey, CJ, morning. So if you're just joining in, guys, you missed a couple entries here. The momentum breakout was a full TP right here for 50 points. Looks like it dropped down to 100 almost. Yeah, it just dropped down to 100 right here. So the momentum breakout right here hit full TP for 100 points, 50 points, depending on which one you were aiming for. We had a sweep here that happened on open. Then we had an MPSV2 and a high-low break and retest that followed up after right here for 40 points each. There was an orb entry that came up, which hit stop loss. That was the only one that lost for the day, but everything else hit. I didn't take any of these entries because they're all at red flags. We had a Asia low right here where the MPS V2 came up, and then we had a high-low break and retest that happened right here, but it was at the London low right here as well. So just too many red flags for me to take any entries around these points. I'm playing it safe, of course, because it is NFP week, so not just NFP week, but there's a lot of stuff going on. It's NFP week, it's Fed week with the interest rates tomorrow. We have tariff news coming out because we have the tariff updates by the deadline is on August 4th, I believe. US and EU just cut a deal, but we do have other tariff news to look out for. So yeah, solid work, guys. If anybody caught those trades right there, we have news coming up in about 10 minutes. Looks like my entries are going to have to happen past 7 o'clock, which is completely fine. Looks like price here did grab liquidity. We'll see if it breaks through it or if it ends up sweeping from this point. But yeah, I mean, overall, great setups right there. There's little to no drawdown on both entries. And we got price dumping lower. We're still looking in the direction for a sell. This is my bias for right now, specifically because the overall trend here is very bearish. 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, 1 hour, all bearish. 4 hour here is still bullish, but that's on the higher time frames. Not too much of a concern for us because we're not really trading on the 4 hour time frame. Okay, so looking over here at the market profile, guys, again, like I said, if price closes and stays below the point of control right here, this is going to probably set the tone for sells. And I think sells will probably continue. We might have a retracement and then continuation lower, but it's doing pretty much what we anticipated. It looks like price is dropping down to this lower level right here. This is probably where price is going to drop to. Yeah, looks about right. So I still use market profile as my confluence. I like to look at the rejections off those points because they do look useful. Price now kind of sitting in limbo around this area now. All right, so we're getting the retest of the London low now. It's kind of what we were expecting. So price broke and closed below the London low. We're getting a retest of that area. Let's see, Barack said the structure is on a itchy area to attempt a news entry because it can grab bottom liquidity and shoot to high. Yeah, I can see that too. We're about 4 minutes. We're about 5 minutes until news, guys. We have high impact news right here. JOLTS job openings. It's forecasted to be negative. So what can happen here is price might come down, grab liquidity. So I think we're going to get some consolidation right here. Once news happens, probably come down, grab liquidity, and then spike right back up. All right, we got a lot of open space here though. So once breaks past the sessions down here, we may have opportunity for a continuation sell-off. I mean, we'll see. The other case that may happen here is price may fake out from below here and pull back into the upper range, right? Same thing that's been happening pretty much every day this week. And last week, price has been stuck within the opening range. Yeah, so we'll see over here if price pulls back into the opening range. Or it might come back and just retest. Retest, come back down lower. We'll see what happens here for you. Brock said, yeah, if that plays out, it'll be a nice wave to ride easy. Yeah, we'll see. We got 5 minutes till news, guys. 5 minutes till JOLTS job openings. Again, JOLTS job openings is forecasted to be negative. Let's see. PC said he has an order at 44,884, low risk. If we take out yesterday's lows and tap this low demand, he got back into range. Yeah, I could see that happening too. So PC is trying to get in right here at 44 at 884, which is yeah, I could see that right here. It's like below the it's in between the supply zone too and the New York low. So what PC is looking for here is for price to come down, grab liquidity, so basically push past it a little further, and then reverse back up into the range, which I could see happening. You know, Joel's job openings is it's a high impact news event. It's forecasted to really spike price. So we'll see what happens here in the next 4 minutes. Yeah, like you said, low risk. He took the extreme. So like instead of taking the sweep from right here at the actual low, he has this sweep farther down here. So if it does manipulate past it, he can catch that sweep right back up. Yeah, I place stop right here, maybe below the supply. Ride this all the way up 100 points or so. Yeah, I mean, it looks like a good play. Yeah, so the meetings start today. These are news and event risks for today. We have FOMC meeting beginning today and tomorrow. No rate changes expected, but markets watching for a careful tone for September cut because we're looking for a cut either in the fall or it's going to happen in the fall regardless, between September and November. Joel's job opening is June and CB consumer confidence. Potential volatility if data surprises, which is what we're expecting. Fed Chair Powell on the 30th, which is tomorrow, and earnings risks over here. You can see over here my AM outlook that expect a range between 44,960 and 45,120. This is literally on point. So basically looking for price to break below 44,960. If price can stay below 44,960 down here, then price may continue to drop lower. But if price breaks above 45,120, which is probably not going to happen today, this is going to be something to look out for. Looking for price to stay below 44,960, which is basically below the sessions right here. If price could hold below the sessions right here, I think we're going to have a continuation to the downside. But we'll see. We got news happening right here in about 2 minutes, guys. So we got news right here in about 2 minutes. Joel's job openings. It's the biggest news event for today. Any breaking news from CNBC? Nothing too crazy. All right, we got Joel's job openings in about 40 seconds. See price breaks and holds below this point. I'd be okay with taking a possible high-low break and retest below here, 44,928. I'll just put that in my pending. 44,928. I'll put that in my ticket order just in case price does break below this point here. I think this would be a nice high-low break and retest if it breaks below here, past this lower low. Unless we get a new one, which I mean it's a possibility too. All right, here goes the news candle. Huge spike right there. Not a huge spike, but spike. There's a price spike below right there a little bit. Let me clean this up. That was a little spike. 14 point. I mean, it was a violent spike, but it was like a 14-point spike. I don't know if we're gonna get a late reaction to this because it's not really happening yet. But let's go and check JOLTS. So JOLTS job openings was negative, just like anticipated. Is actually worse than expected. So we'll see if this is the case, price should drop lower if it follows how it's supposed to move. If it doesn't move lower, then this would be considered, obviously some price manipulation there. The thing is here that these are conflicting. So CB consumer confidence was positive, while JOLTS job openings was negative. So this is probably where it conflicted. The two news events right here conflicted within each other. So I guess price doesn't have to come down. I mean, if it comes down, then if you start to see price dropping hard, you'll see that's a news reaction. If it stays above here and doesn't do anything, that means that price is still waiting. It's still waiting to see which one's going to weigh heavier. JOLTS job openings or the CB consumer confidence. There's no updates here at all. Check financial juice. I don't really like financial juice. I feel like it takes forever for that one to load. I don't really see breaking news here right now. All right, let's go back to the charts. So not really much of a reaction here to the news. I mean, price did spike down a little bit and it came right back up. Now we just got to see how price reacts to it after. So following news, let's see what happens here. Again, like I said, if price closes below this sessions right here and stays below this point, we can possibly expect price to continue dropping from there. What might happen here? Okay, so this is what I'm looking at the market profile. Like I said, this candle here was too big. We're probably gonna get a retest of one of these levels. So price might push up right here, retest the 45,000 price, and then come back down. There's two things that may happen here. Price is either gonna do that, or it's gonna break above the 45,000 and pull back into the range. Right? The range is gonna be up here. It's where price is going sideways. So let's see if it pushes up to the 45,000 right there. Price is pulling back into this upper area. So much for my sells down there. I was looking for price to come down lower, break and retest, and come down further from there, but it does not look like that's going to be the case here. There's an MPSV2, which is currently running to the upside right now. We had a buy signal retracement confirmation right here. I mean, I wouldn't take it against the trend, but nonetheless, MPSV2 right there pushing up. Yeah, Sam said mixed news. Yep. Nothing too crazy right now. Let's see. Brock said, good time to consider momentum scalp bearish might hint us on the news late direction. That's what I was waiting for, Brock. So I was going to look for that to happen. I was looking for the momentum to come down. That'd be a pivot scalp type entry. And if price would come down right there for a pivot scalp or a momentum entry, I'd look for it to break and close below here. And I was going to try to take the entry lower, but it does not look like that's going to be the case here. So we're back to where price was earlier, right? This is what I've been warning you guys about pretty much all day today. I mentioned whenever price fakes out or pulls out of the range, look for it to pull back into the range, right? Fake out right here, back into the range. Fake out right here, back into the range. It's been doing this pretty much every day last week, every day this week. We're just, this is a choppy market. It's hard to take these directional moves. I'm tempted to get back into some sweeps, but I just want to stick to my game plan here. My game plan is to follow these directional markets. I think the directional markets are going to take over at some point. It's just we got to wait for some sort of catalyst to really push price out of this area. I mean, price is dropping here. You can see price has been dumping for a while, or not really just dumping, but it's been moving directional. It's just you get a lot of this chop in between. Okay, we got price coming back down right here. So like I said, I want price to push below this point, the London low, and stay down here. If it can stay down below this area, great. I think that's going to be the case for a continuation to the downside. If it doesn't stay below this area, then it's going to be tricky, right? We're going to be looking for price to kind of bounce around from there. Looking over here at the market profile, so price got close to the value low right here. It looks like it tried to come up and retest it, didn't get quite to that point, but it is starting to come back down now as we speak. Okay, so Brock over here is looking for MPSV2 to the downside. He's writing it down. Stop loss at the 703 candle. Okay, so Brock's stop is right here at the lower high. Is that where you're at, Brock? So price didn't actually pull below here. Yeah. So again, price never really pulled below this point. Again, I'm looking for price to come here before I start looking for some sells. Price pushed up. MPSV2 is pushing to the upside right there. Yeah, so the MPSV2 from earlier, guys, it's still running. This is the MPSV2 from earlier. But I mean, it's doing exactly what I just told you guys was going to happen, right? Fake out right here, pull back into the range. Yeah, it's all good, Brock. It's tricky. It's tricky. That's why I'm waiting for these confirmations here. There's no entries here that I've taken so far, guys. I'm just kind of playing the market as is. Again, for me to take some sells, I need price to drop below this point here and come down lower. We got a higher low right there. All right, so there's a possible high-low break and retest that may happen right here. Obviously, I'm not going to take it. Too many red flags around this area. Yeah, Brock said it screams sells to me. Yeah, I do think sells are here going to play through. It's just a matter of time until they do, right? That's why I'm not really getting in too early. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for that confirmation below. And here it goes. Price comes back down. So if you guys want to take this as a high-low break and retest, there's a possible high-low break and retest setting up right here. It's at 44,971. The only problem here is that if you do take this entry, you do have the sessions right here. So it's touching both sessions, touching this sessions right here, and then possibly this one down here too. It's tricky. All right, so no close yet. Again, if you're looking to take a high-low break and retest, it's going to be right here. See, the thing with these sessions right here is that they've been tested so many times that they kind of lose their importance, right? They're not as important as they were before. Because before you see price come down, it gets manipulated off this area. This is kind of just like an open space now because price has been bouncing between this area now. So if you guys do want to take this here as a high-low break and retest, you're going to look for price to break and close below 44,971. Look for price to retest that area and then come right back down lower. That's it right there. CJ said the sessions are benching me today. Probably should have taken the day off. This is how it was yesterday too, CJ. Like if price was stuck at the sessions, it kept coming to those areas and it was hitting TP. Like pretty much all the entries yesterday hit, but we were stuck like in a session sandwich, just like this. Pretty much same thing. So again, if you guys want to take the entry here, you're looking for it to break and close below 44,971. I don't like the price action here, as you guys can see. You know, price is having trouble getting past this low right here. If it can hold below this point, then I might be inclined to maybe take something here, but I don't like the price action here. It's just moving too slow. Yeah, Brock said sessions are now diluted. I've literally ignored them. Yeah, because they've been touched too many times. They're not like key levels anymore. I mean, if anything, this just might be a range. You know, price might just continue to range between the levels, but they're not like areas of manipulation anymore. So again, price has not broken and closed past this higher low, guys. It might break down right here on this level. So this is at 44,971. 44,971. Again, if you guys want to take this here as a high-low break and retest, your pending limit order is going to be right here at 44,971. It has to fill on this current candle. If this here doesn't push up and fill it, no entry there. This candle has about 40 seconds left on it. I'm not in this position right here. I'm thinking about maybe getting into it, but I'm going to hold off on it for right now. Like I said, I didn't like the price action on these candles right here. This candle, this is actually a pretty good candle for it to break below, but I didn't like the price action below it because the candles were kind of just sitting right there, having trouble getting past the actual higher low. So right there, the high-low break and retest just got filled right there if anybody got into it. I'll continue watching it. I'm not going to get into it. I still don't like the price action here. Price came down, rejected off the sessions. This here could be another fake out, possibly pull back into the upper range. I'll just wait for the next one. I'm not in too much of a rush here to get into anything. Yeah, so high-low break and retest currently running right there. Like I said, I'm playing it safe, guys. There's no need for me to force anything here. Now that we have a new low, Now that we have a new low right here, I'll possibly look for a high-low break and retest right here now. So I'm not in this one right here, but if price does come back again below this point, I'll possibly look to get in from right here. So see how price projected directly off the sessions? This is what I was worried about. I've seen this happen too many times where the fake out pulls back into the range, and that's exactly what's happening here. So I'll keep following this for you guys. I'm not in the position, but I will follow it for you guys. You guys got to keep in mind, today is Tuesday. It's Trap Tuesday. A lot of traps here being set. I mean, there's a lot of traps that got set up today if you guys have been following. It really lives up to the name today, Trap Tuesday. So I'm gonna take this off right now. I don't want you guys to think I'm in the position. I'm just following it for you guys here. Not to say that it's not gonna come down, but like I said, price here is staying above. In order for me to take some entries, I need price to stay below the sessions right here. Where price actually closed below 44,960. Let's see. PC said he thinks buyers might be in control. I could see that too. I mean, price has had trouble staying below this point, so that's why for me, I haven't really taken anything yet, unless price holds below this point down here. I really need price to stay below here. If it doesn't, then you're gonna get this whipsaw movement over here. Price pulls back into this upper range. So we'll see. I'm not in any direction right now. I mean, obviously, I'd like to see some sells here, but I'm not in anything here right now. Not really. I don't feel the itch to like force anything at the moment. Typically, I feel like that itch where I'm like, okay, I need to get into this one position, but right now I'm not really feeling it because my key area is gonna be right here. I need price to stay below 44,960. Looking over here at my daily outlook. So for the AM session, weakness and break below 44,960, likely first test 44,900, then 44,800. So price broke below this area, but it hasn't really held. If it holds below 44,960, then obviously I'll look for it to reach the next areas of demand, but it's just not there yet. CJ said, I know the sessions go against me, so I'm avoiding the traps. Yeah, same here, CJ. I've been burned too many times from these sessions, so not really messing with it. CJ said I was able to get into a high-low momentum and MPSV2 yesterday, but today nothing. Yeah, same here. I'm just kind of holding off. PC said sweeping lows on the 15-minute like crazy. Let's see. Yeah, I can see that. So it's been sweeping lows here for a while, right? Swept right there, swept right there, swept right there, swept right there, and again another sweep right here off the demand zone. Okay, so we finally got the rejection right here off the 30-minute time frame. This is a 30-minute market profile. This is a good confirmation. I like the rejection right here off the value low. So again, like I said earlier, I would be waiting for price to sit below the sessions down here for me to take an entry. I do like the rejection right there, but I need to have a better confirmation before I can start looking for opportunity for entry. Otherwise, if price pushes up higher, we might get a break and close below this point, possibly reversal from there. But again, we just have to wait and see. There's actually two areas of rejection here now. There's rejection off the other value low down below. So this is tricky because we're getting a rejection right here. We're also getting a rejection down here. This means price can really push in either direction. So this kind of goes in confluence with what PC was mentioning, that the buyers might be in control here, which I do agree with possibly. Um, yeah, I mean I could see that happening here now. All right, I'm gonna clean this up. Again, no entries here. Price is doing exactly what we warned about, right? Fake out, pull back into the range. Fake out, pull back into the range. Fake out, pull back into the range. Price is really just sitting within this middle range right here. So this is why I'm saying like the sweeps are probably going to be your best option to take entries here, because price just keeps sweeping and pulling back into this upper range. This is where price is sitting right now. It's sitting down the middle. So I'm not really looking for sells until price comes below this point. I'm not really looking for buys here because there's no confirmation of trend shift yet. The 1 minute here is starting to shift to the upside. The 5 minute, 15 minute, and 30 minute are still bearish. So I'm not really shifting to a buy just yet. I mean, as much as I'd like to, I'm not going to shift to that point yet. All right, we got price coming back down. Again, I'm going to see if price stays below this point. Break and retest from there. 44,956 is going to be the yeah, 44,956 is going to be this price right here, this lower low. All right. Again, we wait, guys. We wait patiently for the setups to come to us. Still not in any position here. It's really taking it easy. All right. All right, we got nothing happening, guys. Price is still stuck within that range there. All right, we got price stuck within the range right here. Again, I'm not looking to take any sells until price comes below this point down below. Um, there is a possible, yeah, there's an MPS V2 right now for a buy that's currently running. If anybody is looking to take that there. I mean, I would really take the buys here because the overall trend is still bearish. Like I said, the 1 minute here is shifting, but the 5 minutes still bearish, 15 minutes still bearish, 30 minutes still bearish, and the 1 hour is still bearish. All the time frames here are basically still bearish, so I'm not really looking to go against the trend right now. I mean, if you want to be an early adopter into the buys, you could, but it's tricky. I mean, price is still stuck within this range. Nothing's been happening today, guys. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I mean, we've been seeing this market kind of just play out like this every day this week and last week. Price will fake out and then pull back into the middle range. If you guys have seen, the middle range has been like the key area for the market for the past week. That's why I didn't take any trades last week, right? If you look over here are my trade stats for the month so far. I only took one trade last week on Thursday. I didn't take anything on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Friday. I only took one trade on Thursday, and then for this week, I haven't taken anything yet. So I've been playing it safe. I mean, I haven't taken a lot of entries, so I haven't taken any losses. We're actually on a win streak right now for the month so far. for July. So we've been on a win streak since July 3rd. Not that we haven't taken any losses, but we've recouped the losses with our trades, and then we've had green days. So we're on a green day streak basically. Since I shifted to a 40-20 TP stop loss split, it's easier to recoup those losses with one trade. So it's kind of what's been happening. That's why for me, I'm not really forcing anything here, guys. I mean, as much as I'd like to get into a position, I don't feel the need to force anything. I feel like that's what causes people to blow accounts, right? You start to get FOMO. If you can hang on and not get caught in this FOMO here, I mean, you guys can do pretty well. You just, the less losses you have, the more profit you get to retain. So right here, guys, we have a possible high low break and retest off this higher high. If this candle closes above this blue line right here, this is a possible high low break and retest to the upside. Again, my trend is still bearish overall, so I'm not really looking to take any buys here just yet until we have a confirmation to shift. The 5 minute here hasn't shifted, 15 minute hasn't shifted, so I'm not really looking to take any buys here at the moment. If you guys do want to take them, I mean, feel free. You do have a confirmation right here. Price is rejecting off the value low, but it's also rejecting off the value low right here as well. So you're getting double rejection points. This makes it kind of tricky because you don't know which one to follow, right? Do you follow the upwards rejection? Do you follow the downwards rejection? Thing is, I would stick with the upwards rejection because the overall trend here is still bearish. So what I can see here is I can see the 1 minute coming right back down. There's no confirmation there, guys. So price did not break and close past this high. So there's no high-low break and retest setting up. We'll see if price attempts to come back down from where it's currently at right now, right? Again, I'm waiting for price to come below this point down here. I need price to stay below this point. If it doesn't stay below this point, then there's just nothing here for me to take. Let's see. Barack said bullish bell just rang. Good for the day. Enough for Trap Tuesday. Cheers, guys. Happy hunting. See y'all tomorrow. Yeah, definitely, Barack. We'll see you back here tomorrow if you're all done for the day. So Barack is done. I'm still waiting for price to come below here. It's 7:22, guys. We still have 30 minutes, so I'm not done trading yet. I just need to wait for some sort of confirmation here. So let's clean this up. That higher high got pretty much invalidated. We got this new higher high right here. Again, I'm not looking for any sells until price comes below this point down here. It's gonna be a little tricky to take some sells down here because we do have the sessions that it's going to be down below here, but I mean, it just depends on the price action. Price action is good, then I will possibly look to take that high-low break and retest. I've been watching this level here for a high-low break and retest for a while now. So what I'm looking for is for price to break and close below the 44,956, stay below that point, retest it, and then come down lower from there. If this is the case and there's a new low here that's established, then this one's going to be invalidated. We can't really use this one anymore. I mean, technically you can if you wanted to, but I wouldn't be using it. We got a new high right here. Or not new high, new low, new high or low. Yeah, and hopefully Brock can get too beat up on those sells. I know he kept trying to take those sells. I was trying to warn him to not, but he still kept taking them. He was taking like, trade after trade. I think Barack was trading on tilt. That's why he had to go. It's all good. At least he knew to cut out because he was taking way too many trades and market wasn't doing anything here. It was just like it was like but I think he got in earlier, so he was in from a position earlier up here, so he probably closed out in profit from that bigger move. But then I think he ate a stop here for MPSV2, and then he ate another stop over here when he's trying to ride this back lower. And yeah, that's probably his threshold for the day. That's the key thing, guys. If you guys start to lose trades and you start to feel like you're trading on tilt, you got to know when to stop. Because you can easily go from like one loss to like 20 losses in a blown account. I've seen that happen way too many times for a lot of people. I mean, it sucks, but you got to know when to pull the cord. Today, thankfully, I mean, not just today, but just in general for this month, thankfully for this whole month, I've been pretty patient I haven't really taken any bad trades or any dumb trades. If I did take a loss, it was a fair loss. Um, but then I typically would just make it back right after, since we're doing that 1 to 2 now. But all right, we got price here kind of sitting. Again, I'm looking for price to drop below this point down here. Until we get that, there's not going to be any entries for us to take right now. Let's check the news. There's no other news for today aside from the gas stock change. We got gas stock change. Or actually, let me see. We have Dallas Fed Services revenue and Fed Services index, which is at 730. This isn't really high impact at all, so I'm not really too concerned with it. Looking over here at CNBC. There's no breaking news. There's like really nothing here to base anything off at the moment. Uh, yeah, there's no catalyst in the market to really push price out of this area. Price is stuck within this range, but we really need price to break out below or break out above. It doesn't matter what price breaks out of. We just need price to break out below or price to actually break out above, which we haven't gotten. Price is just kind of sitting here down the middle. Not really much of a catalyst. Price is kind of slow. Yeah, there's not too much going on here. All right, let's see. Price is starting to come down a little bit. We have an MPS V2 right here running for a sell if anybody's looking to take that. Again, I'm not really looking for sells until price drops below here, but we do have an MPS V2 right here for a sell currently running. So I'll use this as a confluence basically. If this here pulls below, we can possibly add on to our position right here for high-low break and retest. I'm not in anything here, of course, but if that's the case, that could possibly be opportunity right there. All right, so we got this MPS V2 running below. Volatility here is a little low. Again, price here is bouncing off the demand zone. All right, I'm gonna clean this up a little bit. Let's just follow and we'll see what happens here. Again, I'm waiting for price to come below here for me to take some sells. We got MPS V2 running right here, but I'm not looking to take any sells here until price breaks below this point. I don't want to trade within this range here. It looks like price here against is sweeping off this demand zone. All right, we got price back into the range. All right, guys. Again, nothing here. Looks like we are waiting. All right, guys. Again, right here, we're testing the demand one more time. Let's see if the MPSV2 is still running. So it's not. Again, I'm not looking for any sells until price drops below the sessions right here. I was hoping to get into high-low break and retest at this point, but it's not going to be the case here because there's a new low right here. So this one right here is invalidated. We can't take this as a high-low break and retest anymore because there is a new low right here. This could be a possible high-low break and retest, but I'm not going to take this here as a high-low break and retest. So we'll see. Again, there's a new high-low right here. So again, if you want to take this as a high-low break and retest, you look for price to break and close below this price point, which is at 90. It's at 44,967. So right here, if this candle breaks and closes past it, you can look for the retest and continuation down below. I was hoping to get in from this one right here, but because there's a new high, it pretty much invalidates this one right here. This can still be used as a high-low scalp, but not a high-low break and retest. And either way, I don't like the price action here. Again, right here, you can see price is rejecting directly off the demand zone. It's not actually pushing up. It's just kind of rejecting off it. So it's not an actual sweep where you get price to push right through and then pull right back up. It's kind of just bouncing off it, then coming right back into the range, then sitting here for a bit, then doing it again and again and again. So we'll see. All right, we got price breaking below this point. Hasn't closed yet, but let's see. All right, we got price right here, guys. It's currently at the demand zone. If price breaks and closes below this price right here, 44,967, this could be a possible setup for a high-low break and retest. It still doesn't meet my criteria, so I'm not looking to take this here as a high-low break and retest. For me personally, I would want price to be below the sessions down here. So I'll be looking for another opportunity for entry at some point below, but right now I'm just not looking for anything here at the moment. This would have to be filled right here on this first initial candle. If it doesn't fill on this candle, you have to cancel your order. We have about 40 seconds left on this candle here, so it still has time. But if again, if it doesn't close right there, you have to cancel it. All right, we got price below this point now. This is where I'm going to probably start looking for some sells. All right. So price finally broke past the demand. Demand here wasn't really holding it. Um, I mean, it was holding it for a while and it finally broke past it. It faked out right here, but it actually kind of retested it here for a bit. And then now it finally actually broke below. There's no fill over here on this high-low break and retest. So this here is going to be taken off. This was the level that I was looking to take entry from earlier, but obviously it did not fill right there. So I'm going to take this off as well. We got price now down below this point. Okay, so now I'm gonna be looking for some sells, guys. Price is finally below this point here. I need this to hold below this point. So what I need to see here, or what I'd like to see, is I'd like to see a low get established. Then I'd like to see price kind of push up a little bit, come back down, retest that area, and drop from there. The only problem is that we have a sessions down here now. So even if I get that entry there for a sell, I mean, it's still going to be pretty tricky because we have to get past the sessions below here, right? The thing is, if price can break past that session right there, we have open space here until the next supply zone. So it's going to be a risk, but it could be a pretty good risk if it ends up. playing through. This could be a possible sweep area. So looking at this right here, guys, price is rejecting directly off this liquidity level. So it looks like it could be a liquidity grab right there, right back up. The ATR is currently at 18. So if you guys want to take this for a sweep, 20 points could probably be the key area right there if you want to base it off the ATR. So possible sweep right there. Sweep slash double bottom, whatever you want to call it. Or triple bottom actually, because this low here was established a long time ago. This is from the higher time frame. So this low here was established from yesterday noon. So basically a triple bottom right here. 1, 2, 3. And it looks like price is sweeping off that point now as we speak. All right. So nothing there yet. Like I said earlier, I'm looking for sells here. We got price coming below. There's a new low right here. I was hoping this was going to push up. So this is what I was waiting for. I was waiting for this to push up, come back down, retest it, and then get in from there. But this low is just getting pushed down a little lower, which is fine. Um, the only thing is we're going to get closer and closer to the sessions down below. All right, this here is an engulfing and V1 variation candle. So this thing might come down even further. Actually, I don't mind it. I would actually like it to actually break the low here now. So I want it to come down and break the New York low. So it's been tested now. All right, so the New York low has been tested right here. This actually gives us more space here, more opportunity for us to ride this down lower now. Thing is, we have a supply zone right here. It's not a very strong one, but it's I mean, it's there. Yeah. So this thing, my analysis here played out perfect, guys. So like I said earlier, I was waiting for price to break below here to take a sell. I mean, if you hopped into the sell immediately when price broke below it, this thing started dropping pretty heavy. I was waiting for that retest, but we just never got that retest. I wanted price to break below, retest, come back down lower. Didn't really get that set up here. Now we'll see how price reacts to the sessions right here. Now that price is at the New York low, there's two things that may happen. There may be a possible sweep right here. That's going to be one scenario, right? Scenario one is possible sweep. Scenario two is price break below and continuation lower. Yeah, visual said 44,819 and 44,720 can be the next targets. Yep, that's exactly where my liquidity is sitting right here. So I do agree with you with your analysis on that visual. So my liquidity right here is at 44,818. Yours is at 44,819, basically just a point away from mine. And then 44,720, which is going to be in my demand zone down here. So yeah, I agree with you 100%. I think those are next targets if price does drop lower. So the sweep right here pretty much hit, guys. Like I said, there's two things that may happen right here, sweep or a possible continuation. So there goes a sweep right there off the sessions. Now that we have that right there, I'm going to be looking for price to come back down. So I'm going to be looking for right here is I'm looking for price to break and close below this area and retest the 44,902. So I'm going to put that in my 44,902. I'm putting that in my ticket window just in case price comes below. I don't want to miss it if it comes down, but we'll see. PC said he's still bullish, LOL. Maybe I'm crazy. Are you in a buy right now, PC? Or are you just waiting for price to flip? I mean, this could be the start of your bullish push back up, right? Because we're rejecting directly off the sessions. This here could easily pull back into the range. So I mean, you might be right. Who knows, right? We don't know. Like the sells here could be completely off, but I'm only looking for sells here because the overall trend here is super bearish, right? The 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, and 1 hour, they're all super bearish prices below the pivots. Trend meter is red. Pivots are angling down. Divergence is pointing to the downside on majority of these right here, aside from the 15 and the 1. But everything else is pointing towards the downside. Even the 4 hour is pointing to the downside right now. The divergence is pretty strong. So we'll see. Gotcha. Okay, so PC has an order at the level he mentioned earlier. Yeah, I remember you mentioned that. So you're trying to get in at 44,884. Okay, gotcha. 44,884, which is gonna be down here. Yeah, I mean, if we had a new spike, so I think so looking at price come down further, I think this is a reaction to the JOLTS job openings news, right? So like I said earlier, the news here was negative, but we didn't get a reaction. So I was like, oh, wait later, because once price comes below, it's going to have a reaction to it. And that's exactly what's happening now. Price is finally starting to drop because of the news from earlier today. News happened over here at 7:30, or what was it, 7 o'clock? It's a long time ago. Yeah, it happened right here. Price kind of just sat in limbo. So the news happened right here at 7 o'clock, and it just kind of went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and it finally broke below and started dropping from there. Let's see, visuals to daily ATR is at 380. And if you measure London high, 380 points will put you at 44,720. Okay, that's good to know. So that's a good price point for it to reach. Yeah, if you're following the daily candle, that looks like that's a key target area. Yeah, which is going to be the demand zone. Solid. Or lower than it actually, like lower part of the demand zone down below. Okay. All right, so looking at this here so far, we have price kind of just sitting right here at the New York low. I need to have a new high established before I can use this as a high-low break and retest. So I actually don't want price to come down just yet. I want it to push up a little higher, establish some sort of high at some point, and then come right back down, break and retest this area, and then I'll be looking to take my possible sell from here. Looks like price here might push past it. Okay, never mind, take that away. So the next price point right here is going to be at 44,888. So this low over here was invalidated because there was never a new high that established around this point. I mean, if you still want to use this here as the previous high, I mean, you technically can, but I'm not going to use it because I needed to have a new high established here. I'm not going to mark this up as a high right here. So price is now below the New York low here at this moment, guys. Price is below. PC said, so interesting how we all have different ways to analyze. Yeah, I mean, everyone's different. For me, I've always been a trend trader. I've always been a trend momentum trader, so I always go with the direction of the trend. Um, for your trades, it seems like PC, like you're more of a I wouldn't say a counter trend trader, but you're more of like you try to look for sweeps at like certain levels and stuff like that. Which, there's no wrong way to trade. There's always, everyone has a different type of analysis. That's why for me, I'm very patient about waiting for my entries to kind of like line up for me. That's why I haven't had anything so far. Even though we've been in a bearish trend here, I haven't really had any confluences for me to really look at because nothing here lines up with my actual entries. Um, but yeah, I mean, everyone here kind of looks at different things. I think your order is filled already now, right? PC? Because yours at 884. Yeah, so you're right at your point here now. So we'll see if your analysis here kind of plays through. PC. Visual said this is the second leg down on the 15-minute chart. Any rally should hold the downtrend for third leg. Yeah, and that's what I was looking for too, Visual. So that's what I'm waiting for right here. I would like to see some sort of retracement at this point. So I'd like to see at least some sort of retracement and then possible continuation back down. So retracement, establish a new high, break below, retest, and that's where I'm going to get in for my entry. I mean, we'll see. See what happens here. This thing is still dumping further. I just don't have any So it keeps dropping lower. So as it continues to drop lower, you know, the low just gets pushed down further. See if there's any other confluences here. All right, so we got price right here. It's currently at the value low from yesterday or from Friday actually. This is a value low from Friday. It's currently at that point. Nothing for me to take here though. I mean, this low just keeps getting pushed lower and lower. So I'll leave it clean right now until we have a confirmation. Where's your stop at, PC? If because you're in at 884, right? I'm assuming your stop's pretty tight or tight enough because it's already in drawdown. Let's see. It's in drawdown about 20 points so far. I'm assuming your stop's going to be somewhere on the supply zone because you talk about the supply zone very often. So I'm assuming your stop would be somewhere right here. We'll see if it pushes back up. Either way, I'm looking for, my continuation here. So again, I'm looking for price to retrace up higher, establish a high, break and retest from here, and then I'll be looking to take my entry from this point or whatever point it may be at. All right, 44,864. I'll be watching this level right here. I want price to push up at least a little bit, establish some sort of high, and then maybe come down. 7:47 right now. We're getting closer to 8 o'clock. My cutoff for trading is 8 o'clock right here. If I don't get anything, that's completely fine. Again, these are my stats for the week and for the month so far, guys. I'm in no need to force anything here. So I'm just taking it easy. We're on a win streak right now. I don't really want to force anything that's going to mess anything up. So I'm waiting for it to retrace up. If it doesn't retrace up, then there's not going to be an entry setting up here. All right, we're getting this retracement right here, which is exactly what I wanted. I just need to get a high here established. Let's push up a little bit further. So get that high established. Once that high is established, I'm gonna look for it to come back down, break and retest. All right, looks like price is coming down already. I was hoping for that high to be established, but no high there yet. It's again retesting the supply zone right here. So this is my supply zone too. It's a green line. It's not an actual zone, but and the lower lows can push lower. Not yet. Okay, so it hasn't pushed past it. It's gonna push past it though. I can see it already. Yep. All right, so again, price is still dropping lower. I need these lows and these highs to be established before I can start taking entry. I'm not going to inch my way into this position here for a sell. I really need this to actually push up, come back below, and then retest. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. 7:49 right now. It's getting closer to 8 o'clock. We got about 10 minutes till 8. Looking over here at the overall trend, it's very bearish right now. You can see over here the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, and 30 minute and 1 hour are all bearish, right? Price is below the pivots. The trend meter is red. Pivots are angling down. Divergence here is very bearish across the board. It's basically bearish across all the time frames here, even the 4 hour. The 4 hour here is a bullish trend, but the divergence here is bearish. So this shows that price is likely to continue pushing down. The only divergence here that's shifting to the upside would be the 1 minute here, but once the 1 minute shifts back down, then it'll probably drop even further. Looking over here at the market profile, price is now below the point of control and below the value low over here. So with that said, I mean, there's no stopping price here. Prices, it's just going to continue dropping, or it's going to look like it's going to continue dropping. This is the 1 hour time frame. Same thing here. Price is currently at the value low from Friday. So if anything, it's going to fill this gap right here, right? See this, or not really gap, but see this big wick right here? If anything, it's going to fill this whole wick from Friday. So it's currently in the zone right now, but it's got a ways to go further. It's going to fill that wick. And this is 1 hour time frame. Dropping down to the 30. I mean, it's the same thing here. It's still that big wick, right? It's got a ways to go to fill it down there. So the sells here look good, guys. I mean, if you want to take a risk, I mean, I would take a risk for a sell. I wouldn't necessarily take a risk here for a buy. Um, okay, so it looks like price here is going to start to consolidate a little bit. Okay, finally we had a high. We have a high here. So, like I said earlier, guys, this could still set up for the entry that I was just talking about. Now that we have a high here, we can see if price is going to break and close below here, retest, and drop lower. So entry point right here, if you're looking to take the sell for the high-low break and retest, is going to be at 44,860. I have my ticket order kind of set up right now, just waiting for it to come down if it does come back down lower. Again, we need price to break and close below this point, retest, and then come back lower from there. But we'll kind of see what happens here. I mean, price is it's a bit overextended at this point, so might be a little tricky. Nice. Nick got his 44,919. Solid work right there, Nick. Held it for 100 points. Yeah. So the orb here, if you guys took the orb here, like the original one that or it looks like the 50 still would have gotten hit, but the 100 there finally got pushed down. Because initially when we were taking the orb, we were doing 50 to 100, and that was like working out pretty nicely. Otherwise, I mean, today still didn't play out either way. The drawdown or the retracement pullback was just too strong. Price came down, filled, retraced super, super hard, then it came back down, retested, and then it just kept dropping from there. All right, so we have a possible high-low break and retest right here, guys, off the 44,860. I'll be watching it right here. If price closes below it. 44,860.
Order submitted. Order
All right, so
order filled.
this right here is a high-low break and retest. Currently running right there.
Filled.
All right, so we'll see what happens here. If this plays through, great. If it doesn't, that's fine too. It's still early in the week. But this is the trade that I was looking for to set up right here. So price pretty much broke and closed below this lower low, retested right there, and it's now running in profit. So once it hits 30 points right here, my stop loss is going to get moved in profit to 10 points. And then I'll aim for the 40. So we'll pretty much guarantee 10, but aim for the 40 below. All right, PC closed his order on the 744 candle when it closed past his entry. So PC over there is out of his buy. Yeah, which I think was a good decision. I think everything over here was pointing towards sell anyway. So let's go back and take a look at our analysis for the day. So looking over here on the 1 minute, so 1 minute, 5 minute, I'll zoom out of these real quick so we can have some space here to kind of see where price is at. Price is a bit overextended, so the sells here might be a little tricky, but overall, the sells here do look good. So looking at the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, 1 hour, price is below the pivots. Trend meter is red. Pivots are angling to the downside. The 4 hour over here has a bullish trend, but the divergence down below is bearish. So this shows that price is likely to continue dropping lower. Looking over here at the market profile, we have price broken and closed past the value low over here from Friday. So with that being said, if price can stay and hold below this point, I think price will continue dropping lower. Looking over here on the 1 hour, same thing. Price is below that value low, so we do have a lot of confidences here for a continuation to the downside. Looking over here um, at the orb entry for today, price has dropped quite a bit from the orb entry right here. Price kind of broke and closed below, retested, came below, retested again, retested, and then dumped super hard right here. Price is currently at the third level, pushing down to the fourth level right there. And our position right here is currently running in about 10 points. So it's currently running in profit right there, 10 points. Again, my stop loss in profit is going to get automatically triggered right here at 30. The only thing here that I'm a little concerned about is the low volatility, right? The volatility here is a bit slow. So I'm just going to be holding on to it here for a bit, looks like, until price drops any lower. If price does continue to drop from where it's currently at, we have a couple targets down here. We have liquidity, which is down here. So we have a couple targets right here, liquidity. And then if price drops lower from that point, we do have another demand zone down here. So there's room for price to push here, and there's no red flags along the area. So we'll kind of just let it run. I'm in profit now about 15 points. Price is kind of just sitting right here. Again, I'm just waiting for price to drop lower. Once it reaches this 30 right here, then stop loss is going to get moved in profit, and then I'm going to shoot for the 40. So the 30 criteria right here is where my stop loss gets moved in profit. Once that happens, stop loss gets moved down automatically, and I'll shoot for the full 40 right there. But the volatility here is pretty slow, so kind of have to wait this out a little bit for the volatility here to pick back up. All right, let's go back to look at the overall over here again. Yeah, I mean, the overall here still looks good. Everything looks pretty good for the most part. The divergence is bearish. So looking on the higher time frames, divergence on the 4 hour, 1 hour, 30-minute looks good. Divergence over here on the 15-minute has shifted to a sell as well. The 5-minute here is, I mean, it's been dropping for a while now. So it's a little bit of a messy divergence right here on the 5. The 1 minute here has a bullish divergence, but once it shifts back down, I think this could be this could be a nice confirmation. So you can see over here from the divergence down below, divergence is shifting to bullish a little bit. Well, it's been bullish, so it's been bullish for a little bit here. But once the divergence shifts back below it, I think we're going to have a continuation down lower even harder. Because the thing is, the divergence has been pretty strong across the board here. And we're still in profit right there. Price is kind of just pushing down further. Again, I'm waiting for price to hit the 30 right there, this black line. Once it hits the 30, my stop loss will get moved automatically in profit, and then we'll go from there. So I'm in profit about 900 right now. It's in profit about 17 points. So like I said, here's the divergence. It finally crossed over, right? So now that it's crossed over right there, price it could possibly free fall from here because it's lining up with the higher time frames. I'm in profit 21 points right there so far. Again, everything is bearish right here. 4 hour, 1 hour, 30-minute, 15 is looking good. The 5-minute here has been bearish divergence for a while now. It's been pretty strong. Only thing that's really shifting around is going to be the 1 minute, where there's just a little bit of noise there. All right, so waiting for the volatility here to continue pushing. ATR is currently at 17 right now. I mean, there's not really much else here to look. The real thing is really just look at this over here at the multiple time frames to just see how things here kind of follow through. It's 7:59 right now, so it's about to be 8 o'clock right now, guys. So we got 8 o'clock, and these candles here are super, super small on the 1 minute specifically. All right, so we're breaking into a new hour right here. We're breaking into the 8-hour trading hour. So if this is the case, then this 1 hour is going to close with the momentum for a sell. That's actually a really good sign. So we'll get a sell momentum here on the 1 hour. Looks like we got sell momentums across the board. We got to sell momentum here on the 1, 5, 15, 30, 1 hour, and the 4 hour here. So we got sell momentums across the board here. We're starting to get that new hour volatility spike. I don't think it'll hold though. Yeah, we're getting the new hour spike here because this is the 8 hour candle. Let's go back over here to the 4 or the 30 actually. So price here is closed below the value low and the 1 hour over here as well. This is the new 1 hour candle. See, here's the problem. The candle is closed so strongly that price is starting to retrace up a little bit. So we're getting a little bit of a retracement there. This is why I don't like trading on the open of the hour, because when you trade on the open of the hour, you start to this when the big candle closes, and then you start to get a retracement on the following candle if it's too big. But the volatility here is pretty slow. I think this thing might stop me out. We're starting to get that hard retracement here on the 1 hour. If it stops me out, it's fine. Yeah, and I got stopped out. Well, there goes that. All right, so it's all good. I got stopped out on that trade right there. This is why I don't like trading after 8 because we go into this new hour and then because the hourly candle here was so big, it's retracing hard on that one, but it's all good. So I took a small loss right there. Unfortunately, I wouldn't be surprised if this thing comes all the way back down, right? So I'll take that right there and I'll wrap it up for the day. I should have just closed out right here when it came down to like the 8 hour or the 8 o'clock candle, but it's okay. I was hoping to push down at least to the 30 right here because the volatility was too slow. We didn't really get that push down or my stop loss could get moved in profit. So took a small loss right there. Nothing too bad. It was 20 points. So 20 points is half of what I normally make on the trades. So hopefully tomorrow we'll have a win and then we'll recoup this loss and then have profit on top of that since we're doing the 1 to 2. Nice work, Lila. Lila actually pulled out earlier, so she did exactly what I just mentioned right here. And Lila locked in 1,218. Nice work, Lila. And I'll save that over here. Yeah, I was a little tempted to close early because we were in profit pretty heavily. We were in profit about, yeah, 25 points or 23 points. And I just wanted it to hit 30 so I could move my stop loss in profit. But unfortunately, I just, didn't get down that far. Volatility is too low. Entry came in right here. Candles are really small. I thought with this big red candle right here, it was going to start to dump pretty heavy, but it didn't. So it's all good. Yeah, Visual said losses are part of the game. I traded NQ yesterday, got my face ripped off. LOL. Yeah, I know exactly. You have to be okay with these losses, guys. Like for me, I was okay with this. It was whatever. I mean, yeah, it would have been nice if I pulled out at 25 points right there, but um, it's just part of the game, right? Got to eat this loss here. I wouldn't be surprised here, like I said, if this here comes back all the way back down. Like this thing here just came up to trigger my stop, and then I wouldn't be surprised if this thing comes all the way down and hits TP. This is why you got to be careful around the new hours. Like 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock. See, 8 o'clock right here, price just kind of got manipulated up, and then now it's coming right back down. My stop was pretty tight though. I was at 20 points. If I had a bigger stop, 30, I would have survived it. But that's my risk right there. My risk is to keep a tight stop and a bigger TP. PC said I'm still bullish. Crazy, I know. That's nuts. Yeah, I don't really see price pushing up, but I mean, it might push up tomorrow. So if anything, price might swing back up tomorrow. Because tomorrow we do have the Fed day. So with the Fed day tomorrow, let me check the news real quick. The news for tomorrow, we have, so we have ADP employment change, and then we have growth rate at 5:30, and then we have pending home sales, gas stock change, and then Fed later in the evening or in the afternoon. We got the interest rate decision, which is probably going to be neutral. Yeah. Yeah, Sam said, yeah, bad luck, Sean. I was out with the usual 15. It looked pretty clean, but hourly messed it up. Yeah, the hourly open did push it up. So yeah, like what Sam said, this right here, I was convinced that price was going to come down. We had a big strong red candle right there, and I was like, okay, this is going to come down at least to the 30, so my stop loss gets moved in profit. Um, but then it didn't. And then you can see right here, price is just going sideways. This is why I try not to trade late into the hour, but this just looked like a really good setup. It was a clean setup, everything kind of lined up. I took the entry right there, and then trade played out. So. All right, guys, I think that's it for the day. Let me go and take a screenshot of this so that we can have this documented for our stats. If you guys are just joining in, or if you guys didn't see what happened earlier, we had the breakout that hit full TP over here for about 50 points or 100, depending on what you aim for. So this is the momentum breakout from this morning. There was a sweep right here. There was an MPSV2, a high-low break and retest, a sweep right here, and then another high-low break and retest below. The only problem with this here is the volatility was low, so we ended up in limbo for a bit, where price kind of went back and forth. And then the hourly open candle right here kind of pushed price up, stopped us out, and then it came right back down, which is just part of the game. So let me go ahead and post this over here under our stats for the day. High, low break and retest. Small loss, 20 points. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have two entries or even just one. If we have one entry, it'll make it back. If we have two entries, it'll make it back and then profit on top of that. But all right, guys, I think that's it for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out, hit me up on Discord. Otherwise, I think we're good. Yeah, Drill got out at 44,844. Nice, nice. So Drill actually got out right here, right before we got to that 8-hour candle. The thing is, so here's the thing with the 8-hour candle, guys. It didn't necessarily have to retrace up, right? This 8-hour candle could have, or the hour candle for the 8 could have easily spiked price down. So that's why I wasn't too concerned about it, because I was like, okay, price is coming down. We might get a nice spike to the downside. But that wasn't the case here. Price ended up pushing up. And then of course it's back in profit. But yeah, looks good. Shipset took an L on that one. Was itching to take the small profit, but rather just let it run as I do the same when I take losses. Yeah, same here, Shiv. That, we got to stick to the trading plan. Even though it was a small, like, unfortunate spike right here, you got to stick to your trading plan. If you're doing a 1 to 2, you got to stick to that 1 to 2. For me, I'm doing the 1 to 2 plus stop loss and profit. That's the only way to really have consistency long term, guys. So just stick to your game plan and you should be fine. But all right, guys, I think that's it for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Discord. If you guys have profit to post up, feel free to post them up in the Discord as well. Otherwise, we'll come back tomorrow fresh. Tomorrow is Fed day, so there's gonna be more volatility. Hopefully.